This was like that was like a bad.
Ew.
I feel
like a bad SNL skit. Like you're just staring in the little camera. There's a fucking little.
Okay. Hey everybody,
poster
welcome
board.
to Talking Shit. This has just been
seamless. That was seamless, Eddie.
Yeah. If you're listening to this for the first time, you're gonna think this is shit. If you listened to this 24 episodes ago, you're gonna go, well, it's only fallen apart so much.
Is this going to be 24 consecutive episodes?
Here's
Are you
what
going on a
happens.
trip or something? Or
We got the bus.
right.
We're gonna get the bus, and we're gonna build the bus over the next 12 weeks. Over the next 12 weeks, we're gonna air these 12 episodes, so we can work on the bus.
24 episodes.
12 weeks, two episodes a week.
Okay.
We will then be building the bus and writing the show, because it's gonna be more of a variety show on the bus.
So you started this 3:25 yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you like wake up late? Like did you sleep into like noon or 1 or something? So you had like a nice like head start on it.
But I got up at 7.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, I know.
Have you slept since you guys started the show?
No, I slept about 10 minutes right here. I fell asleep like this for 10 minutes.
Machete, did you sleep?
Like how many 2.5, 3 hours that I just did?
He got about 2.5, 3 hours.
That's
he also
not bad.
stopped, left, and went to the gym.
No shit. Did you work out?
No shit, you work out.
That's awesome.
Come on, man.
No, he made.
No, I mean I would.
What'd you do?
I know
What
he
was your
works
work-
out.
He did Nate. He did
You work out.
He's our sound engineer. Sound engineer on my.
Oh, does he
the
work
other
on your thing?
podcast,
Yeah, I should have known. Already
He
works
did
on everything.
Nate.
Are you serious?
Swear to God.
How many rounds? Hold on. What was the over under? What's the over? How many rounds you get? This is gonna turn into a shitty episode of the Wadcast
Yeah,
podcast in
yeah.
a second. How many rounds you get? Speak into the microphone, motherfucker. Come
What are
on.
rounds of what?
It's CrossFit.
Nate, it's like a workout.
He's doing
It's,
CrossFit?
he
Yeah,
he
I'm doing
CrossFit.
You're doing CrossFit?
I am.
He's like the best CrossFitter.
Nate is. Well, you can't
It's
do the
20
muscle
AMRAP
ups.
20 minutes of what? It's like
Yeah, they're
2
all-
muscle
they're-
ups, 4 handstand push-ups, 8 kettlebell swings.
Well, the first 2 scaled for the kettlebell swing.
What'd you do instead of muscle ups? Pull ups and push-ups,
No dips.
pull ups and dips,
Yeah.
and then kettlebell swing,
Or push-ups and dips.
Yeah, push-ups and dips. Yeah, push-ups and dips, and then kettlebell swings.
and then
That looks great, Jason.
what'd you do for handstand push? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
How many rounds you get? More than 5.
yeah, definitely
9. Less than 9.
9. Yeah.
You got 9 rounds?
Yeah, 9 rounds solid.
How did I fucking? I don't even know. That's strong, dude.
Yeah. I'm
Good
getting
job.
there, I'm getting there.
How was the workout? Did it feel good?
No.
Did it like energize you at all? Or were you like fucking exhausted for
Well,
having been awake for 12 hours?
No. Well, because it was like a normal day, and I was just like, I can go home, and because once the wheels started going on, this
You're like, fuck
podcast-
this, I'm out.
No, why is it go? Well, I can go back to the pack because I needed to get some stuff. We launched it. Everything was good because the whole thing was the launch.
Yeah.
Like everything was like, okay, is this shit gonna fucking sound good? Is it gonna look good? Is this gonna be even work? Whatever. Is this gonna even work? Then I found out that it's gonna work. So then I'm like, all right, cool, it's working. I'm gonna go back to the house and get like the little things that I just forgot. And I was like, you know what? I might as well just fucking get a workout because I'm
Boy,
not gonna
bro.
work out today.
That's sick.
So I was like, you know what, fuck it. So then I
That's my
just
baby.
went
What?
in and
Yeah, my wife's
just-
pregnant.
Sorry,
banged it out.
Eddie just revealed to me
It's
that
alright,
is
yeah.
that's common knowledge in your
Yeah,
in your world.
She-
I didn't
she's
know. I
got-
haven't talked to
she's
you for a
having
while.
baby January 1st. I mean, that's when it's expected.
Twins?
No, no,
Quadruplets.
No,
You did
it's
this.
just
You didn't
one.
do. This is not at a hospital. This is like at a mall or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, she just did. That's the ultrasound. She just
But not
did it.
at the hospital. This is the hospital one.
Yeah.
Wait,
Really?
you get ultrasounds at malls?
Yeah. Well, you can do it before that. Yeah, you can before they're.
Like,
Why
they're
you're
like
saying
the.
that's not a good ultrasound?
No, it just looks like the kind. That's usually not what they look like. What? How many months? How long? How far along is she?
5 months.
Okay, yeah, it's just different technology than since I had kids. I guess it used
When
to look
you
more
have
like that.
kids? Yeah.
2010,
It
my
used to be
second
like
kid
the
was one.
V thing.
Yeah, the
Oh,
V thing.
Yeah, this one is
I
like
can't
you
look
like
at that.
3D.
I
You
can't
can
look
see
at
his
that.
face
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah,
Kinda
that's- I
freaky
never had that.
looking.
Yeah, I can't look at that. That creeps me
But
out.
I remember
That's
them
you-
like
yeah.
say you could go to the mall and they'll give you inaccurate readings, but it would look like stuff like that.
No
The
shit.
mall.
Certain malls are like they'll have.
You know, like
I don't
when
know
you go
if
to
it's
get like Christmas
ultrasound or
cards,
just some
like
other kind of resonating technology.
Christmas
not
card
resonating.
photos,
Somebody
graduation pictures.
tweet.
We know what you're talking about, Jacob.
Well, that I hate sounding stupid.
Can we talk about your divorce?
Yeah, of
What
course.
happened?
The problem is, I've done so much podcasting about the divorce, and you missed the window of me being angry and bitter and fucked up about it. Now, like we're buddies already, me and Sherry.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she's a cool chick.
She's a cool chick, but like it ended weird. She had an affair.
Oh,
She had an
shit.
affair and left.
She did?
Yeah, and that was. But I had.
It's usually the dude that does it. Weren't
Well,
you
I was-
banging everything?
No, I wasn't banging everything, but I was.
A lot.
No, I didn't bang anybody,
Some.
but I had a lot of unfaithful incidents over the course of the 10 years we were married.
With dudes?
But I
When
didn't,
you say
yeah,
incidents, what do you mean?
making out with chicks, couple
Okay.
blowjobs,
Okay.
but no actual penetration.
Penetration.
But that was my justification for being.
Mouthful penetration.
Yeah, I was a cheater. No, I was cheating, and I hated it, and it was like
'Cause I
compulsive.
remember I hung out with you a couple times, and you're like, "Hey, I think I know there's some good hookers up the street or something."
I don't know. Yeah, I've been known to dabble in
Yeah, the
hookers. In
last
fact, one of my biggest claims to fame in my career is getting Ernie to try a hooker.
You got him on
I got him
on
to try a hooker.
on
Yeah.
Redbook or whatever. What'd you use? Redbook.
Well, I gave him
Backpage.
I told him Eros guide,
yeah,
but that's
yeah,
like a real. I don't know if that's even still a thing.
Okay, so
I don't know either.
so you could forgive her for having an affair.
Oh, I'm actually. What's weird? I came to I had this revelation the other day. I'm kind of proud of her for having an affair.
Is there any chance of you two getting back
No,
together?
no chance.
Really?
No chance. No interest. There was never any interest on her end. So I would spend a while being heartbroken and still in love with her. And then it just took a few months to get a little clarity and go, yeah, duh, that was a totally broken relationship.
Yeah.
Good for her for having the guts to have an affair and end it.
So now you're banging everything you can.
I did a lot of that, and now I'm actually seeing a girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is there a lot of groupies in your profession?
Yeah,
Oh.
but they're creepy.
Yeah, they are.
Is there a
His
lot of
wife-
groupies in your
his wife's
profession,
a
Jason?
comedian, though.
I had groupies before I started comedy.
Really?
Just Jacob Sirof groupies. Just from being good looking and charming.
You remind me so much.
Because he
of
has
my
a
friend
troublemaker tattoo,
Kevin
of
Gollier,
course.
who's watching right now. You look like Kevin Gollier. Kevin, if you're watching, I think you are watching because I just got a text
Everybody
from
likes
him.
the troublemaker tattoo, and then I tell them what it means, and they're like, "Oh, that's not as cool."
What's it mean?
It's for the 2008 Weezer song "Troublemaker." I'm a huge Weezer nerd,
Hey,
which
well,
and it's not considered their greatest era. So,
That-
but I'm a
Hey,
loyal.
Andrew, how's it going, buddy?
I like the whole catalog.
This
And
is
it was a
Andrew,
big song
hey,
for me at
guys,
the time.
Andrew, my neighbor. Come
This
on
is
in,
the
Andrew.
neighbor.
Hi, Andrew,
We're-
neighbor.
We have only
Andrew.
five hours left. We're kind of cracking. How loud were we last night? Did you hear the band?
You guys had a
You
band?
didn't hear the band?
Not any more so than usual.
How bad does it smell?
Come out to the People's Climate March in New York City on September 21st.
Plug it. Plug it.
I'm going to plug the People's Climate March on September 21st, which is going to be the largest environmental march in the history of the world. And it's got everybody from 350 Avaz, Sierra Club, and over 600 nonprofit organizations.
What's the cause?
Global warming, climate change.
Kind of.
Because
yeah.
guess what?
kind
Climate
of-
sucks.
I hate
It's
climate.
getting hotter.
I
It's
hate
getting
climate.
weirder. And this is the first.
It is getting weirder.
Yeah, and this is the hottest. It's the hottest summer on record. Florida is going to be underwater.
Sick.
Yeah, so there's something we can
Fuck
actually
Florida.
do.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's something we can
It's
actually
fucking
do.
crazy.
Is there a march against Florida I can attend?
Yeah.
Well, if you go to this one, don't go to this one. Florida.
Because they're trying to
stinks.
save Florida.
But what's great is that there's a chance for people to actually do something, and there hasn't been something you can do about climate except just get hotter and just get more fucked up. But now, if you actually went to Washington right now on September 21st, there's an emergency summit. The UN called an emergency summit on climate because everybody's freaked out that everybody's realizing in Beijing you can't. People are finally getting really inconvenienced. by it.
What can we do? said
You
there's
can
something.
go.
Buy a Prius.
No, you can buy Prius. No, you can go to or send someone you know. Send by proxy. Send them to the March on Washington and go to www.peoplesclimatemarch.
Well, the march. I mean, not that.
Other than
not to
marching,
belittle
what
the
can we
effort,
do?
but that the march is
Oh,
for
here's what
awareness.
means
What can we do
here's what-
practically, or what's?
Well, this is really practical because Ban Ki-moon, the Secretary General of the UN, said, "Look, if you guys get 1 million people out there, I can put pressure on the world to do something about this." And you've got President Xi.
Yeah, but you can't stop India and China.
Well, no, but he's got China. President Xi is saying, "I'll do something." President Obama says, "I'll do something." And U.S. carbon emissions are 17 times more than either of those.
So this
we
is kind of
are-
like the equivalent of like those Facebook things, like share this 1 million times, and I'm gonna let my
America
kids
uses
off.
something like 3/4 of the world's natural
Yeah,
resources.
I mean, we're
like a fraction of the world's size.
And but then we can enjoy all this stuff, which is great. But I think there hasn't been anything you can really do, and I think mass marches haven't really been queued up so that they aligned with policymakers with this really horrible environmentalist thing that we're working on, which is really like, I think everybody just collectively feels like there's something.
I
bad
think
with
even our
climate.
fans that we call shitheads.
I think
agree
even the
with all
shitheads
this
will get
stuff.
it. Hartley
But
gets it.
it's funny though. This is probably the most serious this show has ever.
I know. I'm going to
got.
sober you guys up.
No, but it's true. But I mean, I think every single one of our fans, I don't think any of them would be like, well, we'd probably have those assholes who climate change. It's the fucking universe.
It's the sun,
and
guys. Come on, let's be honest.
It's
clearly the sun.
Volcanoes and blah, blah, blah. There are still that.
Well, they're talking about 80 feet on the eastern seaboard. 88% of everybody on the eastern seaboard is going to be like fucked. Then you've got
By when?
could be
Like end of the
15
week
like,
or
no, by like in 15 years. We're talking
I'll be
about
pretty old by
because
then.
here's what happens. Here,
And I live here.
Harlow will still be here.
He
But
puts
what
it all
will
down
happen
to
is this: is
money.
that and here's the thing I find that's really cool is that right now it's not so hot because the ocean and the ice is cooling the temperatures down. When that's gone, you're going to really see temperatures shoot up. And we can't live in a 4-degree world. So that's so anyway, there's something you can actually do. So I thought I would just tell you all about it.
Go to the march.
Go to the march.
And
Go to the march. Thank
that
you,
will
Andrew.
do.
People's Climate March.
Thanks for not getting upset
Take
with us.
airplanes
Oh, no,
and
no,
buses
Oh, you can,
to the march.
Yeah, there's buses, planes, and if you're in the New York area, there are going to be concerts. There's going to be like.
Are you going?
Yeah.
You're flying to New York for this?
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
like in charge of it.
If
Really?
I'm not in charge of it, but I'm doing some of the media.
If
But are
fucking
you- are you
Promise
having-
Keepers can get 1 million
Is it-
people out for Jesus,
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the whole world we're talking about, man.
Thank you, Andrew.
Good
Thanks
point,
for doing
Jason.
it.
You know,
Yeah.
Thanks.
fucking
But
Cowards.
Here, I can tell you how it affects. Listen to this. So where I bought a house, the next door we were looking and we found this like, it looked like they had a pool, okay, and there was like this cement, and I'm like, it's empty. So I'm like, is that a skate park? How fucking cool is it if my neighbors have a skate park? So I went over and kind of looked at it. It's a massive pool, but there's water in the very bottom. So I'm like, it doesn't look like a pool. Did they make like a pond? What the fuck is this? So I find out, and then there's a creek that runs through my backyard, but it's dry, completely dry. They say when the water gets going, it gets almost up to the deck where it's like, it would be like 10 feet deep.
Holy shit.
And I said,
it's a wash.
so I said, hey, by the way, to my neighbors, I go, what's that pool over there? They go, oh, those people used to own a trout farm, and that's where they farmed the trout, and then they blew out the creek and made it bigger, and they used to stock the creek every year with trout, and people come up and trout fish. I'm like, wait, so I have a trout stream in my backyard, but it's completely dry right now because of the environment. What's going on? We're in the biggest drought we're in California. I'm like, we got to get the fucking water
I hate
going.
to be that guy. I don't really see it as the problem everybody else sees it as. I think it's just
No. See, it's really important that
I think you're
we help the
insane.
environment
No,
by taking airplanes thousands of miles across the country to stand somewhere so that we
There
can
you
show
go.
everyone that we're
You
standing
should have
for
said
something.
that.
Yeah.
But he's a nice guy.
He is a great guy.
But I just think that
there is that argument.
there always it's not that I even am informed at all. I just think there's always going to be shit like that happening.
There will.
It's an unstable
And there's a
world and an
million things
unstable
like-
universe we live in.
Yeah,
we can't control.
Read about super volcanoes.
Oh, yeah.
And there's
I have. I'm obsessed with super volcanoes.
Yosemite's gonna
I'm
fuck us
obsessed
up.
with super volcanoes.
If that
Yosemite's
thing
gonna
blows,
pop,
it-
and
Ice
we're all
Age.
fucked.
Ice Age.
I mean, there's like 7 things that could create like an extinction event, a mass
You are
extinction event.
so Jewish.
Right.
Oh, give it to us. Here
Well,
we
I don't
go.
know all 7 of them. I
Oh,
can't list
okay.
them.
All right,
but I
can we
know.
do it
But I
together?
know
Let's
that
figure it out
I know
together.
that global warming is not on that list.
No.
I mean that's going to be. I mean it's a problem, but continents drift.
Asteroid?
And things.
Oh,
asteroid
a
is
meteor,
one.
meteor.
Super volcano.
A virus.
Solar
a
flare.
pandemic
Solar
virus.
flare.
Solar
That's a
flare
No, I
can
think
be
that's
great
not
one.
one of them. I think
Dude,
that's,
I don't
think
know,
that's
man.
I don't
No,
believe
so
in that
the
one.
solar
I
flare
heard
can
Neil
be-
deGrasse Tyson debunk that on Bill Maher's show.
Oh,
recently.
really?
Have you
Yeah.
seen Knowing? The
Yeah.
Asteroids are
fucking-
terrifying. Terrifying.
asteroids are pretty scary.
That's terrifying. What are the nuclear event still a risk?
The Ebola thing
Sharknado?
is scary.
Sharknado.
Asians.
If one of those people with
Yeah.
Ebola,
A massive march that gets out of control and there's just
Someone-
trampling deaths on an
if
extinction
one
level.
Yeah.
if one person
Yeah.
gets on a plane and goes to like London or New York with that Ebola virus,
It's 12 monkeys, dude.
it is.
Someone was trying to convince me that the Ebola thing isn't as big a deal as people make it sound. And I was
It's
like,
fucking
it's like, it kind
mad.
of sounds like a
Terrifying.
big deal. They're like, well,
It's-
yeah, it'll kill you if you
it-
don't get treated. I'm like, no one's getting treated in Africa. That's
isn't
kind
it
of the
isn't
problem.
it a virus?
Yeah, it's a virus.
So
that
what's
you-
the treatment?
You can they
Well,
have a
you
drug,
can,
an
if they
experimental
like
drug
catch
right
it
now.
in like the first 12 hours or something, they can do something about it. But if
Hydrate
it goes
the
on,
shit out of you,
you
and
bleed
hope
to death.
that hope that your body it's a
hemorrhagic virus.
hemorrhagic virus, but you bleed in like every orifice of your body, your eyeballs and
Oh, I
ears
know,
bleed.
I know.
But it's if they give you enough fluids, if your body's strong enough.
Can we
to fight
talk
it
about
off.
something less awkward, like my divorce?
It's AIDS.
This is making me so
AIDS,
uncomfortable.
But
Was your divorce
you can get it through
hemorrhagenic?
Saliva,
No, it's
spit,
my divorce is going
airborne-
And then
great.
it kills you within days.
yeah, days. And
Instead of
Yeah,
All
no,
it
I
takes
remember
is-
when it was like 20 years ago. And
all
I
it
thought
takes is
I thought we were done
one
being scared
person-
about that.
One person getting on a plane to London or New York, and it's fucking pandemic.
wasn't the Black Death? Wasn't like Black Plague, Ebola?
Ebola?
I don't think so. It's bubonic plague.
That's
It's different.
bubonic.
Bubonic's
That's
a whole different thing. Yeah.
Like people have been dying from it lately.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. It's just being overshadowed by Ebola.
I wish,
So-
I wish Cody.
Did
would
you guys
get
just
it.
invite me over here to scare the shit out of me about the environment and diseases and
It's okay.
Don't worry about the environment, but you should definitely worry about diseases.
Stanhope made me feel good one time.
Penicillin?
I watched Stanhope on a
it's
thing.
no, because it's penicillin being so it's a
think
bacteria.
bubonic
Bubonic
is-
plague is a bacteria.
Uh,
Well, if penicillin kills
Jacob,
it, it has
this'll
to be
make-
bacteria.
I watched this thing with.
I'm allergic to penicillin. This is gonna
Somebody
be a fucking
somebody
problem.
fact check that.
Stanhope did a show on the BBC, and
You just Googled it?
Stop! Shut up. Stanhope
Cody,
did
go
a
to the
show on
kitchen.
the BBC, I think it was, and he was talking about people being worried about all this shit, and he was like, "Listen, people," he goes, "chances are." Nothing's gonna happen in your boring fucking life.
That's true.
Nothing. You're gonna die from like heart disease or cancer when you're really old, and that's it. And that's for the most part, you're not that lucky that you're gonna have this exciting thing.
That's
that
what my
happens.
brother says. He always kind of wants to be part of the end because
Yeah.
like if you're gonna
Well, I
die,
would like to be
do
in
the big one.
apocalypse.
You know,
Yeah, why not?
it's like
Fucking
exciting
have
to
a
know you're the
story
last.
to tell. Yeah.
And also just as like
It's like
a
being at Woodstock.
Also, whenever I think about like the far future, 200 years, 1,000 years, it makes me depressed that there's no way I can be a part of it. So if we could just end it now, then I wouldn't have to be
Yeah,
bitter.
have you heard
I wouldn't
of
have to be
Future
jealous of
Timeline?
all the future human
I
beings.
used to
that
hate
get
when
to-
I had to leave a party and you know it's
Right.
still going
I never.
on.
I'm the last guy to leave.
Yeah.
Every comedy club.
Don't
I wait
we-
till the waitresses leave.
We're giving
And I
somebody
follow them to their
ideas.
cars.
Nothing. What are you drinking? Orange juice?
Have you heard of Future Timeline?
No.
Speaking about being like disappointed about not being able to participate in the future, it's like this website that's based off of like where current science trends are going, and it projects out into the future when certain events are going to happen. Like when will real AI exist, and when will you like go to other star systems
Huh.
and stuff like that. It's fucking crazy.
Have
It has
you-
like the end of the universe on it.
I will check that
It has
out.
like a
It's-
guess at when the universe will end. Like,
I'm into that. The Ray
hundreds of
Kurzweil.
trillion.
You guys know about him? Raymond,
Uh-huh. Like the futurist.
the singularity stuff.
Do you see the thing where they're talking about how,
Yeah, but this dude's like spot. They made a movie about it called Transcendent Man. It's a
Yeah,
documentary.
but I
it's worth
think that
watching.
technological
But-
singularity, that's such a hypothesis that
Yeah, it is. But this guy's been. If you see this movie, this guy's been so spot on in his predictions, and he's a legit scientist, a legit inventor, and basically our technology.
So is a guy named Nostradamus.
technology increases at an exponential rate because we use the
Moore's
technology
law.
to
Right, right, right.
further
and
the
you're
next
listening
technology.
to Coast to Coast
Right.
with
But
Eddie
it,
F.
but it, well, at some
Look
point,
what Andrew started.
it double the rate at which it doubles. Like we
18 months.
right, but at some
Every
point,
18 months.
at some point where it's
That's
going to
a
be
fact.
doubling every
the
second.
man in the cheerleader
where,
outfit.
where AI
said
will
that.
will
Stay
will,
fat.
will innovate the next technology. And it'll be
Right.
double, and that'll just where you look at the graph and it becomes like a straight line of
Yeah.
going up.
This
and
is
that's
Jason's specialty.
What he calls a singularity.
He's a specialist.
But he
in
says it's only
physics.
about 40 years off, just mathematical. He's got a pretty solid
So do
mathematical
we just
formula.
become obsolete and delete?
No, he's actually he's happy about it. And I kind of like that. There's always this idea that when the robots
They're
the
gonna
robots
take care
get
of
smart,
us.
that they're going to take over. They're going to kill us. It's going to be the Matrix. But he's
You
saying
said
it's
they're
not
gonna
going to be
kill
like
us.
that.
Jason's like,
well,
they're
that's what
gonna
he
take
thinks.
care of us.
That's what he thinks.
No, it's
They're
gonna be
take
more
care
like
of us.
her.
We're going to have nano robots that we inject into our bodies and stop aging and and stuff like that.
I wonder how that's going to change sports.
We pretty much are
Sports-
right now.
Yeah, it'll be 10.
Definitely,
10.
that's where it's going to start. It's going to start with
That's-
someone like taking nanotechnology
Well, maybe
to run like an
technological-
82nd.
People already are. Look at the fucking Blade Runner.
But
Yes.
here's the thing,
but
though,
with
too. Though,
more smaller robots.
He had fucking fake legs and was running in the 100-meter dash.
And look what happened to him. He murdered his.
I was just
fiancée.
going to say, how long is it going to take
He's
for
a-
someone to
But
bring
he's
that?
a
You
great
can't talk
murderer.
about that
but
guy
the
without talking about
competitive
that.
need for sport is primitive.
Yes.
And technological
never get past it.
singularity.
We'll
if
never
we
get
merge
past
with AI, we might actually stop
the
being
moment that
Neanderthals.
humans stop
Hey,
caring
Cody,
about
might
competition
actually
is the
start
moment
Why
that
don't you sit down
humanity
and read
stops
some of the
being
fan
human.
comments? You were doing a good job at that.
I like to debate technological singularity in a cheerleader outfit.
Yes. Just showing me your taint.
With your peds on
Thanks.
and your horrible gray shoes.
It's really important that we read old science fiction. If you want to know what the future is like, read old science fiction because they
See
predict
how off
fucking
they
everything.
are?
No, they predict fucking
They're
everything.
way on,
Except
man.
It comes
Except-
from their
Except
creative
HD
minds.
televisions.
Except yeah. And
you watch
like,
like Blade Runner. It's like
That's
these
right.
tube
It's all
TVs on the
shitty TVs.
Nobody predicted. flat
Nobody
screens.
guessed like DVDs or Blu-rays.
Yep, just nope.
Flies are hovering over us now.
Yeah,
That's how
they're coming out
disgusting
of-
we are.
There's flies everywhere in Venice. I was noticing that walking. There's just
Yeah,
dog
it's
shit
bad.
everywhere.
Yeah,
no one
there's
cleans up after their dogs.
It's
There's all these homeless dogs.
It's a hot day.
I live
many
in
people.
Playa now. I like it down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to get away from this shit fucking stain.
Way to
Man,
change the subject.
I'm
Wow.
loving the East Side, man. I had no idea how much I'd like it
Oh,
out
you're
there.
over there?
I was in Santa Monica my whole LA time from 2007 when I
Why
moved
do you
here.
like the East Side?
It's just like there's a lot to do. It's warm.
They
It's
look
pretty.
like him
a
over
lot of hot
there?
girls. It's just a lot
Really?
going on.
I don't like it over there.
I didn't think I did either, but I kind of was forced
Why
to
did
live.
you have to move over there?
Well, a friend of mine he was in the process of moving in with his girlfriend and had this free place. So I was just like, I'll stay there temporarily as a sublet. Ended up liking it and then just stayed there.
And so Sherry has the kids all the time?
No, I take them a couple days a week.
Okay, so you get a couple days a week and she gets like 5 days a week.
Yeah, give or take.
And then where's she living?
Same place we lived.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Santa Monica.
In Santa Monica.
That's a far drive though.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And,
just did the commute this morning to take them to.
And is
Camp.
she still doing comedy?
Yeah,
Yeah, she's really funny.
she's really funny. She needs to do more comedy.
Yeah, she does. She always made
I'm
me
rooting
laugh.
for her now.
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 Before you were.
He was not. I remember when she got the Montreal Comedy Festival.
No, she got
you're like,
Aspen.
Aspen, you're like the fucking bitch got
Yeah,
fucking Aspen.
I didn't handle that well.
You really didn't.
Oh, I handled it about as shitty.
I thought you were joking.
No, I was really. I said horrible things that I should have got it instead of her, and she wasn't even funny. And I was. And then I got Montreal that same year.
Wonder
Well,
why
no,
you-
further. No, let me
wonder why
finish.
you guys
No,
got so it's
probably
no. Here's
true.
what I did. I
That's-
totally. I just totally shit on her and was a jealous shit about it. And then I went with her to the thing and kind of rained on her parade the whole time we were there. Then I got Montreal later that year and didn't take her. It's a total.
Buddy, and you
fucking
wonder
winner.
why,
Yeah.
man.
Wonder
rid-
why what?
It's ridiculous.
Just went to shit.
Yeah, I don't think it ever was good.
What?
Did you ever have a good relationship?
Yeah, we did. There was
Okay.
good elements of it. The professional element was never good.
Yeah.
We started comedy together, and it was
Oh.
never comfortable.
Oh God, that's
Even in like the open mic phase, if like one of us got up and the other didn't, it was a lot of tension.
in the beginning
never good.
stages though. It's so competitive.
It is. Well, I feel like
for 10 years. 10 years.
I'm
you're
still like that. Well, not with
Really?
not with her, but yeah, just with, I have a lot of trouble not resenting my friends' success and stuff.
Here's
like
what I'll
that.
tell you, Robin Williams, and here's why.
Well, I know.
That the bottom line is
Well, that's just for comedy. I mean, Kurt Cobain, anybody.
success
So-
is
yeah.
not financial and career success because there's so many unhappy people.
Absolutely.
At that
no,
level.
I just want accolades.
that, like,
it's not even about money.
Yeah, but I mean, even that, it's like you find out the guys with accolades are so it's just you're just in a.
Well, that's
It's
but
about
I'm
the
so, but that's, I
relationships,
know you're
man.
right, and practically speaking, I can
once
say
you
yeah,
get there, it's so peaceful and so nice. I swear to God.
to
'cause
not
I'm
care. Oh, I want
I
to.
swear to God.
But
I'm not
I've
I
always
don't
been
care.
miserable. So that like, and I'm sure when if and when I get successful, I'll find something else to be miserable about. But that's just my thing to fixate on now because it's the thing I
I
know.
was
It's
miserable.
nice to think that when that happens, your problems will go away,
There's
even
a
if I
lot-
know it's not
There's
true.
a lot of people I resented. There's a lot of people that I would go, he doesn't deserve. I still say people don't deserve. Like I'll go, it's kind of unfair because I see people that are really good that don't get it,
Right.
and I'll be like, that's an injustice. But I've learned to just say, look, all that matters is I'm happy and I live a good life.
You
and
do.
That's really all
You're
that
buying
matters.
places in Malibu and shit.
Yeah, well,
but
but-
I'm running away from coyotes.
Yeah, but
It's
I mean,
overlay.
I've had my struggles and everything, like really bad struggles, and still those times I would rather be that.
No,
struggle
you're right.
than,
In
like,
fact-
Robin Williams or Greg Giraldo.
I kind of have a I don't know, what do you call it? It's not an adage, not a mantra either. I have a saying that I've always said in comedy that it's like you can't, it's not a meritocracy. You know that getting in. So you can't play the lottery then get mad you don't win.
Yeah.
And that's with music and
Yeah.
comedy that's what if it was a funny competition we'd have a different set of
Yeah.
comedic
Yeah.
celebrities.
And if they
but we don't.
left it up to comedians to vote, yeah,
Right,
it'd
well,
be
that's-
totally different.
It would
What
just be
happened?
like
You got to put that back on for the.
Yeah, when they come. it would-
Okay, I don't know if I want that on the couch.
Yeah, that's.
Kind of gross.
It's the same thing with the tutu on, dude. It's the
Okay,
same
sure.
amount of back.
Does anybody else see the face in his
Shirt,
chest?
Shirt,
It's like the
shirt,
eyes
shirt,
and the
shirt,
fucking
shirt,
nose and his mouth is his belly button.
Shirt.
Eddie's never told me to put a shirt on ever.
Never
before.
about the
He's always wanted me in skin, and now he's getting it. Now he doesn't want it anymore.
Unless you're gonna do the truffle shuffle. Do it for the camera.
Yeah, don't show us that shit. Jesus
Do the
Christ.
truffle shuffle.
Oh.
Yo, seen it.
Is this nudity? Because those are breasts.
Oh, is this gonna get us kicked off? I'm sorry.
Any comments, Cody?
Jason's really looking very he's going through like a real John Belushi phase. He's like sweaty and unkempt.
Yeah, you know what it is. Things are going
He's
well in his life.
Right, and
He can't handle
he's
the
doing
success.
blow.
He can't handle the success.
What's going well?
He
Wait,
was
now I
casting
gotta
in New
start
Blues
presenting
Brothers.
you. This?
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
I
good
don't
for
I
him.
don't count that. For you, yeah. It's a real It's a real step down for you. Sounds fun though.
It is going to be fun. The bus is going to be so much fun.
Is it gonna
Where
happen?
are you planning on taking it?
$55,000.
This is all.
in
This is all
1 month
listeners.
we
This is all listeners
raised.
pledged.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Are you planning
We
on
have
taking
a
like
real
across
show,
country?
bro.
That's great.
He
Yeah,
thinks
it's
so.
happening.
Oh,
You
so
can hate us all you want.
I don't.
It's good.
I hate your success. I don't hate you.
Oh, give it a good stretch, dude. That's science. So that's how health
any
works.
comments, Cody?
I don't want to
Our fans don't seem to like science talk too much. They're like blah 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 science and stuff. Wow. And then they started telling Jason to rub his legs when he was in the dress.
Science talk.
They're our fans. I don't know.
Australians are mean.
Oprah's nipple also said Jason's body looks like a sad face.
There we go. I agree with Oprah's nipple.
Hey, fuck you, Armen.
What is the Oprah's nipple? I was kind of hesitant to ask, but I guess
It was Bobby Lee one time said that his ball sack was darker than Oprah's nipple.
Huh.
And then somebody used that in a quote about the show. They said the show's darker than Oprah's nipple. And so we used it as a hashtag. We were looking for a hashtag that we could put all our shit on.
Uh-huh.
And we thought it'd be funny if we got it to trend. So it like when you type in Oprah, like the fourth thing down will say Oprah's nipple
Sick.
on Twitter.
That's great.
She must love that.
I know. Kevin thinks he looks like you a little. My friend.
Oh, your friend, is he watching?
Yeah.
Is he Jewish?
No, not at all.
Does he look like the lead singer of what was that band?
Of Buddy Holly and the Crickets?
Buddy.
What was his name? The lead singer of Buddy Holly and the
Have
Crickets?
we gotten any money?
God,
in
he
the
looks
last-
exactly like Buddy Holly. What's that guy's
You know what's
name?
funny is every time I've done the show, I don't normally listen to podcasts, and I used to listen to the ones I was on, and then I kind of stopped. But I've listened to every episode of your show that I've been on. I don't think I'm gonna be able to listen to this one.
No, this is.
I'm not gonna
This
listen
is
and go
terrible.
and go.
It's
Yeah, that was a
unbearable.
zinger. Yeah, I got one in there. It's just gonna be us
We
talking
had
about
some-
the moon or whatever the fuck.
In the 24 episodes we've done, well now 20. We've actually done 20.
Get a couple
episodes.
good ones.
We've had some fucking. One of them, that one last night was one of our best ever.
Who was who?
Gene Pompa came in.
Well, Gene's a good time.
And they were like, Ian Bagg was on the couch, Chuck Martin was on the couch, someone else was, Joe DeRosa, and everybody just started, and Bunny just started nailing Gene, and Gene was coming back with these things, and it was one of the fun. You know, when
That
you're in
sounds good.
moment
That
when
sounds good.
It was like a roast.
Have
where
you ever seen
everybody
Chuck
was
Martin do
thinking-
comedy? I've only seen him drinking at the Improv.
Oh, but his comments, you have to. I mean,
Is he?
does-
He's. I know he's sharp.
hysterical.
But I've only ever seen him at the bar at the Improv. I've never seen him on stage.
Yeah, that was probably the best episode.
But have you seen him do stand up?
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I'm sure.
We're at 55, 820. We're almost to 56, guys. Come on, get us to 56.
Not like I'm always up at the Improv.
It's happening.
If I'm there 9 times out of 10, I'm just there to drink too.
Oh, what? They can't hear me? All right, so suck my balls.
Is anybody watching the whole thing? Is anybody committed to
there-
that?
How many guys have watched the whole thing? Ask, see how many people. How many guys out there? Guys, no girls. There's no girl that sat and watched this whole thing. If there is,
I don't know if there's any girl that's watched any of it.
No, that we do. We have 15% of our audience is women.
15%.
How did you get
Wow.
that?
You get the demographics, the analytics off Libsyn.
That's pretty close to
Where's
like
your
the
girl?
global
She
average
upstairs?
too. So you're doing real well.
What's that?
Where's your girl? Your wife?
My wife went out to do some work
What-
or went
what-
up to the house. Or
Why don't you wear a wedding ring?
Because
What?
I don't like him.
Really? Does she wear something?
Yeah, she likes.
She's
the
okay
ring.
with you not wearing
She
a
likes
ring?
jewelry. I don't like jewelry.
I don't like jewelry either, but when I was married, I wear a
Yeah,
wedding
and
ring.
look where it got you.
That's not.
That is a good point.
She's like, this guy with the ring. I got to cheat on this loser. What kind of a
If
loser
you
wears
want
a
to take
wedding
the
ring?
ring off, you're just gonna fucking slip it off. And I've seen friends.
No, but not
do it.
really though. Actually, because it took. I'm wondering if you could still see it. It took months because it makes a dent. Because your fingers grow and
Ugh.
and then there's like the tan line. No, you can't just take it off and be cool about it.
I saw friends do it. We'd be in
Oh,
a
you
bar,
can do it, but it
we'd be in
doesn't-
a bar and they
but-
put their hand in their pocket and they had to, like a technique. Where
I've
they
heard it's
slip
the
their hand.
opposite. I've heard it's like you put the wedding ring on and
Girls all want to fuck you.
girls
up.
all want to fuck you right there.
Certainly no shortage of women willing to do that. That's
Really?
for sure. Willing to sleep with married men.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
it's part of it is like it validates. It validates
He's already
you.
approved by
Yeah.
another woman.
I have this theory when my wife and I started dating. Like I had a very active social life before my wife, and I had a lot of girls that I was like in contact, like dating, sort of. And as soon as I started to get serious with my wife, it all ended. like immediately, and I realized it was all me. Like I was forcing myself on these girls.
Just like texting them every few days and like
because as soon as I stopped,
they didn't.
They all stopped.
Really?
There was no girls going like, "What's happened to you?"
That's great.
It was
At
just
least
girls like,
that's-
"Thank God."
That's hilarious.
So
Just a large collective
and,
sigh of
Like there would be
relief.
like 20 girls on my Twitter or my text feed going through, and it was like
You
2 weeks-
initiated all the conversations.
2 weeks into my relationship with my wife, it was like not even like, "Hey,
No
how
one's
are
like, "What
you?"
happened to you? Where'd you go?"
Over.
I have the opposite problem. Not that they're all in it, but when I start seeing somebody, it takes a while for that to peter out. Like the girls that I'm contacting, and they're kind of still texting me, and I don't know if I'm like, oh, I'm seeing somebody now, but I don't want to say that because if that doesn't work out, I don't
Yeah, you
want
wanna
to burn that
keep that-
bridge. So it takes a while for that
you-
all. It takes a few months for that all to kind of
Before you
filter.
got this new girlfriend, were you using Tinder?
Yeah, I did very well on Tinder, but I'll tell you, I did even better on OkCupid, which is funny because Tinder's supposed to be the hookup site, but Cupid's so much better for hooking up if you're me and you're not just like some Adonis. Like, so if you, because on OkCupid, it's like you can be funny in your profile. There's a better, you can actually chat before you you can just start talking to someone before they've liked you back. So
Yeah, his haircut will fuck him up on Tinder.
I had I did well on both, but with Cupid, it was like it became my full-time job. When I first got to, every morning I would wake up and just mine those accounts and tend to them and establish connections. And I was getting laid like every day by somebody.
I had a friend tell
sometimes
me-
a couple times a day by different girls.
I had a friend tell
So
me
easy.
the same thing because on there, those girls
Not
are
dating,
looking for
it's
a
for sex.
relationship.
They say that, but they're not.
No, they here's my theory on that. They are, because all women are ultimately looking for a relationship.
So are all men in a way. In a way, they don't know they are, but they're.
I think women are
you
doing
can't-
it. and
instinctually you
you're-
are.
You're getting a tryout. You're getting a tryout, and so, those women that are on there, a lot of times on the dating services, they aren't good at landing a guy. So they think, oh, I'll just fuck him, and he'll be into me then. And they don't realize you're like, oh, got that. Time
Yes.
to move to the next
Right.
one.
Just-
and you gave away the prize.
That's
Yes, I
daddy
started like to
issues.
see a couple regularly, and then it would always peter out.
Yeah, because I had a friend who got on it like years ago. He's dead now, but he got on
Got AIDS.
one of those
Died of AIDS.
sites, and he's like,
Ebola.
"It's amazing." He's like, "I'm fucking 5 girls a week."
It's
He goes,
crazy.
I got to take 2 days off.
Yeah, no, it was really hard. It became hard to juggle like what their names were, and remember who was who on the phone because they have, and what
They all
am
the
I
same
supposed-
annoying
like
girl
making
voice.
dates like, oh, are you available Wednesday? I'm like, oh, I can't. I got something to do Wednesday. How about Thursday? But the thing to do was a date with another girl. So you have like a different girl lined up for every. And then if you fuck one and it went well, you're like, maybe do I want to do that again tomorrow and cancel the other one? Or it was a real like balancing
Stable.
act.
You got to keep the stable going.
But the
always
minute
said-
I got involved with the girl, I deleted the accounts because it's just I don't even want those out there. And,
Yeah, it
and
gets
things.
ugly.
I mean, things come to you. You mind your own business, and just some girl offers to have sex with you. It's crazy.
Yeah, it
And I'm
doesn't
sure just like
happen anymore.
really good-looking dudes are just slaying it because I mean I'm on there.
Have you ever
doing
been
well?
friends with like like Lachlan? We're friends with
Like a guy
Lachlan.
like
He's
Lachlan,
really
yeah,
good-looking guy.
yeah.
It's funny to go out with them.
Yeah.
When you go out with like a really good-looking guy and you walk into a bar and watch girls like try to fuck
Yeah.
them. Like the girls will walk over and be like, "Who is your friend? I want his penis inside me." And you're like, "Wait, you're acting like a dude." Like they really do hunt them down. It's like
The thing with Lachlan
God,
is
that
like
must be so nice.
I know there are bars I can go to and have almost that level of success, but it has to be the right kind of bar with the right kind of girl. Lachlan can do that in any bar in the world, any style of girl. You know, like I walk into the right fucking hipstery situation or
Lachlan has girls walk
Anywhere.
up and give their phone.
Yeah,
number.
yeah, yeah.
Like he's in
Yeah,
a serious
yeah.
relationship, so he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm." But girls
and
walk
then
up and be
add
like,
and then add
"Here's
comedy
my
and being really
number.
good at comedy to
Yeah.
that.
Here's my
Fuck
number.
that guy.
Call me. Like that has never happened to me in my lifetime, where a girl walked up to me and
Really,
said,
even after a show?
After shows,
But not
yeah,
just in
yeah,
real
yeah.
life.
No, not
Okay.
like that's the only thing.
I was drinking at a bar once, and this girl started sending me beers. And I went over, and she had made this like bouquet of flowers out of cocktail napkins. Like she twisted, like origamied them into flowers.
Psycho.
No,
Wow.
obese.
Oh, okay.
but I hit it. My friend was like, dude, you don't have to do this. He's like,
doing
just
well.
say you got to give me a ride home. I was
Fat
like, no, you
recruiter.
don't get it.
The
I'm into
Bumblebee-
this.
The Bumblebee's doing well.
Yeah?
People.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you-
I only do well because the things I open up with are like, do you want to get some coffee and make out? Like that's the opener. And if
Oh,
the girls
it's funny
go-
because that'll turn off half of them, and half of them like it, I guess.
exactly turn off half of them, and then the ones that get turned off, you're like, well, not wasting
Right,
any
that's a
fucking
good idea.
time there. And
That's
then,
cool.
But then
that makes sense.
No.
It's like very
But if
low
they say
downside,
yes, you're
very
in.
high upside.
Yeah, I would always just go with. I'd read their profile and be like, I'm also into David Lynch or some shit like that. But it's a more clever way than that. Hopefully,
there was a female.
but then save that for in person. But I mean, there was always an agenda.
My pickup line used to be like, "Hey, you want to fuck?" or "Hey, you want to fool around?" or something like this. And a lot of times girls would be, "Hey," and one time I did it to a female comedian who I'm friends with now, and she's married to a friend of mine, so I don't want to say her name. But I went. We were on like a bus going somewhere, and I go, "Hey, you want to fool around?" She goes, "Yeah, let's fuck. I'm gonna take you up and fuck you right." And I was so scared. I was like,
But she was she didn't mean it, or did
she? Was joking, I think. But it was like the way she threw it back at me, like how aggressive it was. I was like, and I was like, nobody's ever done that. I don't know how to handle it. 1948. Yeah.
What did your wife do?
Speaking of 1948, we have somebody who's been here since the entire time.
Who is it?
I thought you were gonna get into some.
Brian Webeck says he's
Has
been here
not
the whole
slept.
time. Not slept. Been there the whole time.
How much cocaine?
Don't know. Oprah's nipple says watched all apart from 1 hour from 6 to 7 UK time.
Ask him though. Can we find out if the Webeck did I say it right?
I guess.
Is he enjoying it, or is at this point it's just like it's a neurotic thing where he has to finish it because he started it? And He's
Okay.
gone this far.
We'll see what he says. Monkey Sin says he's been here binge drinking, but he blacked out at 5.
How weird is this? Like,
A lot of people listened a few hours last night, went to sleep wherever they are, woke up. We were seeing that a lot overnight.
They're smart because they didn't miss anything.
We were getting a lot of Australian, like UK listeners saying like we were catching the first couple hours. We're like, oh, see you guys, in the morning, and then they're waking up. Going,
Another question.
They were waking up with Gene Pompa.
Oh, that's
Which-
awesome.
That sounds
great,
like
yeah.
that sounds like a morning show I'd watch.
Yeah,
waking
yeah.
up with Gene Pompa.
Oh, I forgot to tell you what was really funny.
wait, one more question for Webeck.
Yeah.
Jesus, I forgot it. I'll think of
Fuck.
it. Sorry.
Fred Stoller and Bonnie Rotten on together
Uh-huh.
was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. You know Fred Stoller?
I don't know Fred.
Fred used to be on Seinfeld a lot, and he Everybody Loves Raymond, and he's a very, I don't want to say nerdy guy, but that's a nice way
The guy
to
that
put
talks really slowly, kind
it.
of.
Hey,
Yeah, I love that guy. He used to stand up in the '80s.
yeah,
Right?
really funny guy. So he came on, and who would have known?
Yeah. He's great.
Who would have known that he loves porn? And he was like, so
You're joking.
I
would've
don't
thought
know
He's-
if I.
who would have
what's
known that guy?
What's this cuckolding? What am I supposed to? I mean, I don't want a girl putting things inside me. And Bonnie was like, you can put anything inside me you want. You can put your foot in me. You can. And she was riding him and getting on top. It was fucking hilarious. She wouldn't let him leave, and he's like, oh.
Do you think she was into him or just into the idea that she
I
was?
think she
that
knew she was
that
making
she had
him
power over
uncomfortable.
him.
Yeah, the power.
Oh, I know my question for
Yeah.
Webeck. Is he actually gonna then listen to this in 24 hour 1 hour increments, or is he
He's
just gonna
gone.
take a break? He's gonna take a 2-week break from
I think
listening to the
he's
show.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he'll answer, but speaking as a podcast
Yeah, what else
listener
is he doing?
myself, I would listen again because by the time they're released, you forget what happened. And then it's
Jeez.
like just reliving that memory, like a best of.
Do you listen to your shows at all?
I haven't listened to any shit at
I
all.
have not listened to an episode of our podcast
No.
since we started.
Yeah, Machete knows because he has a joke about with the edits.
Yeah.
You know, we go delete that.
Yeah.
He goes, I always delete it, but he goes, sometimes I'll leave in where you guys go delete that.
Machete's a comic of his own right.
He's getting funnier. He knows, like he's been hitting. He's got this dry sense of humor. His jokes have been hitting.
It's because he's lost some weight. He's getting some confidence.
How much have you lost?
He's gaining weight.
No, yeah, I gained some weight but I lost like in the past year and a half, probably like 60 pounds.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
he's
so this is
in
a
good-
long
he's-
process.
He's in
it's
a
a
very
long ball.
healthy shape though. Like if you took all his
His numbers,
all his levels,
CrossFit.
yeah,
blood
he'd
levels
probably
and
be
stuff.
pretty heavy or pretty healthy.
I'm feeling good, but I know it's for bad reason. Like I said, I'm just not eating.
Yeah.
I'm smoking a lot of cigarettes. But I was up to. But last time when I was married, I was up to like about 163, and now I'm back down to like 143, which is where I like to be.
If he got blood tested, I'll bet he's healthier than.
Oh, for sure than me.
90% of our fans.
Well,
99.
At least healthier than Jacob.
for sure. Well,
No.
I treat myself like shit, and I have horrible Jewish genes. So I mean, like inbred
double
Jew
dose.
genes. So
Double dose.
But
yeah.
he's eating pretty healthy, and you take fish
For the,
oil.
for, the
the fish
exception
oil.
of, for the exception of like this past day, I've been eating donuts and fucking Twizzlers in the back.
Yeah, we've been eating.
We just
shit.
were like, give me
Just-
sugar.
You guys have
so I
food
can
back
stay
here?
the
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
up.
food and drinks.
There's
and-
coffee
yeah,
and stuff?
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
back
Is there
like-
seriously stuff like that?
tons of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Hot
We
damn.
did a Costco run.
We-
It's like packed
Make
with
sure you
We'll
get
go
the
in
tabs
shifts.
closed because
There's not tons anymore.
You gotta fight the
We
flies
fed-
for it.
How many people have been through the house? I think I just spit on myself.
You're slowly falling apart.
I think there's been probably like 100 people through the house. Like,
Are you gonna get a workout in today?
No.
What are you doing after this is over?
I'm killing myself.
Yeah, maybe I have a gig after this, so then
I'm going straight to bed.
yeah.
You're not gonna go to bed after this.
Oh, I
That's a
am.
terrible idea.
Why?
You'll wake up at like 1 o'clock in the morning and
That's
you won't be able
okay.
to sleep
I
again.
need sleep.
Yeah.
What
I-
happens
I'm-
at 1 o'clock? I
maybe
literally
I'll
haven't
surf.
seen
Maybe
1
I'll go for a
a.m.
surf
in
if
like
there's
2
any
years.
You haven't?
I've not.
Dude,
I'm in
I've been
bed by
see-
like 9:30 or 10
Why?
because I have to wake up at like 4 o'clock
Oh,
in the morning.
Yeah. I remember you made that comment on the last podcast. You're like, my health. What was your that
Yeah,
line
my
you put?
fitness needs rest.
Yeah.
My fitness needs some sleep. I have to
We
leave
just-
on
I
Tuesday
like that.
night.
We're about to hit the 20-hour mark. You know, I've run a few marathons, and this seems harder.
Patrick Melton, another comic that was on before, said he does a 24-hour podcast twice a year just to get it out.
just to keep himself.
Just to keep himself on the edge.
But well, he doesn't have to record any other
I'll
podcasts.
never
That's
do
48
this again.
episodes.
I'll
Does
never
2
do this
recordings.
again. You hear it?
Takes a
Never,
month off.
Never, ever, ever do this again. Unless somebody said, hey, you can raise this kind of money for charity or something, and they're like, you have the opportunity to do. I'd be like, all right, I'll fucking do it.
I would struggle to stay awake for 24 hours, even if I was doing something really enjoyable.
Sometimes it just happens to me.
See why I keep them?
That's good.
It's just gold.
Just,
can't
it just
sleep.
occasionally happens.
I like how
Fucking
the
about once a
flies just
month.
keeps
won't
the
leave you
flies away
alone.
from me.
Damn, dude.
I'm his fly
Jason,
strip in life.
Did Jason like leave the show and come back?
About 12 times.
Okay. But like for an extended period once, right?
Yeah, I took a year off.
Was it a year?
It was a year.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Worked.
Just went on Jim Jeffries'
Like for
website
work.
every day and
Just restaurant work.
checked out his tour dates.
No, I did my own podcast for a little while. You never
Well,
came on it.
But we told everyone he was dead.
Here's the thing with
He
Jason.
said he
Jason,
died in a scooter
Jason texts
accident.
me. And this is common. This shows you where I'm at in my career. I get asked to do everything about 3 hours before it starts. No one wants to book me in advance for shit. It's always like, dude, are you available to do my podcast in 45 minutes?
You know what? To be honest, I forgot about you for this, and then I don't know how I remembered. I was like, "Fuck, I gotta get Jacob here."
Jacob, how many times have I texted you? Can you do talking shit tonight? Like,
Yeah.
I've texted you like
Probably 7 times.
Yeah,
7 or 8 times.
Didn't
did
you
that.
I feel
bounce
like a
out
dick
for
every
something?
time I
Didn't you get
do
like
it.
hockey tickets or something?
Well, yeah, I was gonna do yours once, and then
Yeah.
I got a ticket to the Kings.
No, that
game,
was for
which
talking
was
shit.
Fucking rad.
That was for this show.
Yeah, but that was Game 6 against
But
the Anaheim series.
do you want me to
That-
give
that
you
was
some career
key.
advice?
Yeah.
It's because you haven't done something to put yourself over the top.
What the fuck am I supposed to do?
But that's the typical idea of most comics. You think if you just go in and do
Sex
your
tape.
shows that everybody's going to find you and that's it. It doesn't happen like that. You got to do something stupid like make a bus or something. You got
No,
to
you're
create
right.
a show like.
Oh, I don't blame anybody but me.
Even
I'm not
like,
mad
even like
at
Daniel
anyone.
Tosh. I watched Daniel's rise to fame, and he was a great stand-up comic, like fucking great. And he was touring. He was always successful. Like he got a lot of money in colleges, did commercials, but.
Yeah, I worked
He
with him.
wasn't-
Like before he had the show, there was in Chico on Halloween night. There was like 20 people in a giant arena.
Yeah, like
or a giant theater.
He wasn't like a big theater act. He went, but he put together a show and went to the Hudson Theater, I think it was, and the Comedy Central stage, and performed it for Comedy Central executives, and it was Tosh.0.
I
And
didn't
he
know that.
pitched the show. And he
So
had
all
it
I got to do
produced
is get a
and-
bunch of Comedy Central executives to come out to a live show and.
Yeah, and you do a show
Right.
that you want to package, and you got to show them
No,
something.
yo, absolutely right. I don't blame anybody.
Right.
I know that
So that's why you're getting the late call.
my career woes are
Because
are
the
my fault.
second you do that and you make something, people will be like, "Oh, Jacob's."
But I'm a good. Well, maybe not today, but I'm a good guest for shit like this because I have no filter
that's
and I
called
say
lazy.
stupid shit. That's
And,
called lazy.
and the problem is in this
You calling me
business,
lazy?
you used to just have to be funny, but now
Right.
there's no.
Well,
such
that's
thing.
what's fucked up with me is I started right at when that era was
When
ending.
You just had to be funny.
When I was started, like all the guys that were doing well were just the funniest guys, or or the funniest guys that also knew how to.
It still happens. If you're the funniest guy, the cream will rise to the top.
You like to think that.
Let's think about it. Like people like Attell, think of someone who's really, really fucking funny, like mind blowing.
Attell is-
Louis
Attell.
C.K.
There's very few guys that don't go to the top that are mind blowing.
Yeah, well, whenever you go to when you travel, there's always some local guy that everyone's talking about. I remember being in Chicago and everybody, and I'm sure this guy's still out there. Everyone's like, everyone's talking about Ray Lepowski. I'm like, who? And they're like, what? And everyone's like offended. You don't know Lepowski? That guy crushes every night, and he tours all over the fucking Illinois area or whatever. And I'm like, I'm sure he's great. I've never heard of him. And people just couldn't believe that I'd never heard of this guy. And I'm sure he's amazing. I mean, his problem is also he's in Chicago, but I feel like sometimes in comedy, I used to think that cream will rise, but I think there are some dudes that don't.
It does a lot, but there's also a lot of guys that get real far to the top with no talent.
Yeah.
That are just fucking super hard.
Name them.
I
could so easily, and we'd probably if you put your top 5.
Yeah, it'd be
list
like
and I did
Boggle.
my
We'd have to
top,
cross.
They'd probably
to
hit
cross
the
them
same
out.
thing. Yeah, and they're just super hard workers, super hard at marketing and stuff. And it's
Super
like,
the right
I mean,
ethnicity.
it's the same thing. It's like McDonald's. I said this in Paul Provenza's book. Like the McDonald's is the biggest restaurant in America, but it's shit food.
Yep.
Just market it. It's just very.
I don't resent
Music's
those kind
the
of guys
same
for being
way.
successful.
Art's the same way.
Yeah.
Movies.
So who gives a fuck?
It's mass
No way.
consumption, man. You want to be an artist, bro? Suffer.
Who are you talking to?
Himself. Himself. He's trying to make him
He's a,
feel.
he's a
trying to make himself
scientist.
feel good.
He's an artist.
Jason, you haven't played any music. Would you like to play a little bit of music?
No.
Hey, we got a question here on the live feed for Armen. It says, "What do you think of the ESPN article on CrossFit?" And I have no idea what article that is.
Hey,
so
this
I'm sure
isn't
a
the
lot of listeners
wadcast.
Yeah,
It's a good question.
It is a good question.
Probably talking about the OTL piece. I mean, that's probably the most recent
Is it
thing.
the Mark Ripito thing?
They did like another thing about the injuries or something
Yeah.
like that. They basically, the media loves to make things that are just going to get hits and.
It's because there's no shark attacks, man.
I guess. I mean, they basically take something that's a positive story.
He says crazy shit, but it actually makes sense.
and
That's
then
what
they
he's
turn
saying.
it into
It's like
something for people to come
they
look
need
at.
something that's
like a
gonna
freak show.
get a lot of attention.
No, I think he plays stupid. He plays like buffoon.
he
but
is stupid in a lot of ways.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, like
He's-
socially, but not intellectually.
But in some ways, he's not
he's so
stupid.
smart. Some ways he's so smart, and some ways he's so. It's like a.
Like, look how
It's like a
efficient this sitting
toss-up.
position is.
You never know what's going to come out, and like if he'll say something really smart, and then people will gravitate towards him for like, wow, that was very profound, and then he'll just take it down some direction where you're like, oh, I got to get away from this guy. I told him
It's
the
the
other
same
night,
thing you do,
I told
man.
him the other night. I go. What was the line I said about him being delusional? I go, you're so delusional. He goes, until I'm right.
That's good. Well, listen, no matter what his thoughts are, at least there's got to be at least one person that shares the exact same thoughts.
Oh,
Like,
he's
who,
got
like,
an army.
agrees with what he says. So the more people who agree with what he's saying, then
It's sad to say this, like to someone like, but this guy who has no like real life job, anything, has more fans than you. Because
that's because you've given him an outlet.
no, I haven't given him. He earned it.
I'm not
by
right.
like I've been doing it, but
Taking a
exposing
hit.
us.
but he has more than most comedians because
that's probably true.
He's got T-shirts that he sells with him on
Yeah.
it. He's
But it's mostly shitheads buying them.
but the shitheads fucking love him because of the shit he's
Right,
done
but-
on the show. He was talented. He's not a very focused talent, so I was able to focus his talent. But they
The outlet's the difference there, though.
Eddie Ift is the crystal in your lightsaber.
but I had comedians yell at me and go, "Why would you put this fucking idiot
That was
on
nice.
that doesn't
Thank you.
do anything? And I've been working at comedy 10 years, and why would you put him on your show?" And I'm like, "Cause he's magical.
No, I get that.
Like he has this. You can do things with
I'm
him.
trying to-
I couldn't
can I
throw
get
you
on your
down a
Wi-Fi?
flight of stairs.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to get on your Wi-Fi. A friend sent me a story about, the porn star Christy Mack. I guess she dates that
Oh, we talked all about it, but
She got
Bonnie Rotten got really mad and doesn't want us talking about it
because it's personal and she's friends.
well, she hates her.
She hates her because she's the other tattooed girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
nailed it on the head.
Yeah.
But sorry, Bonnie, but Christy's hotter.
No.
Way hotter.
Bonnie's more fun, I bet you.
That might be true.
Don't say
No, Christy
that.
Mack's
And you know
way
what?
hotter.
Bonnie.
It's toss up.
Way hotter. Just on a
I-
physical level, which I feel like I don't feel bad judging porn stars on a purely superficial level. Christy
kind of what they're
Mack's
asking
probably
for.
5 points above Bonnie Rotten
But
on a scale.
Bonnie wouldn't have
On a
made
scale of
such a
1
big
to 5.
stink about the beating, you know?
Bonnie's at work right now. Bonnie's at work right now and just sent me this, and it says, "Look, Ma, no hands."
Yeah, I mean that's awesome, but I mean, and I. That's,
I wanna
that's
Or is
pretty-
she like frying up
No,
some
there's-
hamburgers or?
She's at work
That's,
right now.
oh, wonderful.
But that's not her. Is that her right now doing that?
Yes, that's her at work.
Three dicks.
Can I see?
Good for her. Good for her. I mean,
So
I
we're not
would
allowed to
consider
talk
that-
about it?
I would consider
God,
it to be an amateur
No,
movie.
I didn't hear the
we
story
talked
yet.
about it 'cause
How did you guys hear about it so
Adam
soon?
Hunter was on.
That's
and
a
he's in
triple
that MMA world,
penetration.
Oh, okay.
and he had pissed that guy off, and the guy was threatening Adam. So I invited the guy on Twitter
Jesus
over to the house.
Christ.
The dog, the bounty hunter, is trying to catch him.
That'd be awesome.
The dog's inviting him over to fight him at his house. It's like, duh. It's like
Wait,
he's just gonna
does
catch
Did you
dog-
see her like 4
Wait,
years
is
ago? or 5
dog
years
around
ago?
you, or
That
does
just
dog live
doesn't-
around here or something, or is
No,
that a
but
separate
we just-
story?
We just said, hey, come over. Do you want to see what you're gonna get a dance from?
Did you see that old
Is he a
tweet?
contest winner or something? Is that why?
No,
he's
he's like, a
Yeah. Everybody that gives
He
us
lives in San
thousands of
Francisco,
dollars
or
is
why
a
is he-
winner, Jacob.
So
he gave you guys thousands of dollars.
He's up to about
Thousands of
5,500 he's
dollars.
donated
Did
Why?
you see
over the years.
Did you see that War Machine had like a
Just a
tweet
fan
from
of
like
the show?
2010 that was like, if dog
Huh?
ever came after me, I would beat his ass up.
Well, I said, hey,
I had some good episodes in the past, right? Yeah. All right,
I said,
thanks.
hey,
man.
War Machine, we want to have you on the podcast. Come over. And I said something like, dog's bounty hunter, wink, wink.
Well, she doesn't look hotter
And-
in these pictures.
But
Holy
Adam was
fuck.
like, don't fuck around. Like, this is no joke. Like, don't fuck with this guy right now.
With War Machine?
Yeah, like
Warfighter?
yeah,
I've never heard of this guy. Is he like an actual UFC guy?
we did take a whole episode and watch Calcios Storico.
How was it? Is it exciting after an hour?
No.
I feel like
it's
it gets-
awesome.
It's
They
I
just
might,
beat
weird.
might
the
be with
fuck
I
out of
might be
each
with
other.
Jason on this one.
it just gets kind of weird.
What was the name of your podcast?
The AOP?
That doesn't stand for Hour of Power, does it?
Yeah, it's the Hour of Power.
That's
I'm not talking to you anymore. That's awful.
We used to call him the hour.
It should have been like
Because we told him one time, Jim and I said that when he, what was it? When
Flower
you were a girl,
Child,
you should say,
FL
hey, are you
Hour
ready
Child.
for your hour
Holy
of
shit.
power?
Well, I got a different name.
By the way, this is really brutal.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of her.
Is she
What
fucked
the
up?
Fuck! I hope somebody kills this piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Hey, War Machine, I'm coming for you.
Wait, hello.
You
Hi,
piece
Mom.
of shit.
This is exactly what.
My mom's on the phone.
Oh, nice.
Hi, Mom.
Who else did that?
That's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
You didn't tell
Beat
me
up-
Lauren was going
beat up War
shopping
Machine.
That's
for
right.
a turtle.
What? What are you talking about?
What was that?
How do you take that off speaker?
What did she say? She just saw Ninja Turtles?
No,
She
she
said-
probably sent you a picture of
She
the,
said
the,
Lauren
the,
is
the
shopping
baby.
for a turtle.
Oh.
This is what the show's
But by the way, while he
20
talks to his
hours
mom, are you
later,
gonna do
it's
that on
just
speakerphone or can
personal
I?
fucking phone
What?
calls.
It looks like you as a turtle.
The, my wife sent my mom the sonogram, and my mom says it looks like a turtle.
I like turtles.
That's awesome.
It looks like you posing as a turtle.
Oh, it looks like you posing as a turtle.
Mm.
That makes sense.
All right.
Did you see it yet?
Are you calling just to get airtime?
No, I'm calling to bug you.
I did see it. It was terrifying.
On. All right. I just thought I'd rally you a little bit.
All right.
5 months. Huh? You're in for it.
All right.
It doesn't look like a turtle. All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mom.
See you.
Drinking vodka.
That's it.
So
She's-
Armen made a good point. I need to do something. I think I need to fight War Machine. That's gonna push me over the edge. That's a good idea
That
here.
is a good idea. How are you going to fight War Machine?
I'm sure he's watching right now on the lam
Imagine
somewhere.
That's what he was doing. Well, he's hiding from. He is a piece of shit.
War Machine, I want you. You piece of shit. You coward. I want you, War Machine.
How do we? Are they showing?
I want to beat him up. I mean, I don't want to have sex with him. Imagine me. What if I could like win that fight somehow? Just like if there really was God and he just gave me the power. If God wasn't fake and somehow that kind of shit could
You
happen.
need a 1-2 punch, meaning like you got to.
Yeah,
My career or against my fight with War Machine.
well, it's all the same.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But they don't. Those MMA guys don't know how to. They don't know the jab.
Oh my
if
God!
I stick the jab,
4
I'm sure I'll be
hours
fine.
left. 4
4
hours
hours left.
What are the fans saying?
Nikki B81 says they've been here 20 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
What a piece of shit, though. Who
some
beats up
people are
women?
drinking. Who knows?
I
what
love the
time zone they're
CrossFit
in.
guys eating a fucking donut in front of
Oh,
me.
speaking of CrossFit,
after
did
calling
you
me
ever
fat.
answer the question about that article? So let's go back to that. What?
Um,
Because I was interested. I don't even know what the article was about.
It was
so
like
what
a
was it
link
about?
bait. If it's the one I'm talking, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's like a link bait article. Basically, where they took a couple people that are injured, one at like a local competition that like tries to be like super extreme, and then another one at a gym that's not a real CrossFit gym. I'm not gonna eat the cake.
Can you
Because I feel like I saw a picture of it when you guys first got it, like last night.
I follow him.
We're not supposed to have it out still?
I don't think you're supposed to have that out anymore.
No, cake can
No,
be.
I just see
Cake's
But
someone
anyway,
sent me
those-
the TMZ article. Sorry,
That's all good.
forgot we're on the show. I'm just
What? No,
like doing crosstalk.
Everybody has forgotten we're on the show.
Not why
It's
back?
barely a show anymore.
What's
it's been 20 hours. It's barely a show. But anyways,
I remember what I was saying.
Yeah.
what was the article about?
Injury.
It was just
guys showing off
clickbait
in
or
the competition, hurt back.
Yeah, 2 injuries. One guy severed his spinal cord.
ouch.
That was in the news. That was a big one.
It was like a freak accident.
Is that's the one where he got lost his grip and the bar fell
Yeah,
right
fell
on
on
his
him, yep.
spine, right? Yeah. That
And then another guy like fell on his head and like fractured his skull or something. Neither of those were. The CrossFit uses like this really esoteric definition of what is CrossFit. So like one of those was at a competition that uses like CrossFit workouts but wasn't a CrossFit competition, and another one was at a gym that does CrossFit workouts but wasn't affiliated with CrossFit.
There's been
So
a lot of
technically-
articles too about like people co-opting or just like
taking
doing
the
like
name.
quick certifications and then not really having training. So
Yeah, so I mean the
buyer beware, right?
point of the thing is that basically both those guys thank CrossFit for making them strong enough to survive the injuries that they dealt with and like have the mental toughness and the fortitude or whatever to like kind of keep moving on. And they both still CrossFit, but the angle that ESPN decided to take was basically CrossFit's awful and injures people and it's out of control. It's a really interesting. I think what's more interesting than the actual article itself is the fact that ESPN has a business relationship with CrossFit to air the CrossFit Games.
That's interesting.
So it's a really odd sort of like they have this halfway like hate each other, love each other thing going on, where
Jesus
ESPN
maybe they think it makes them seem like they stay objective.
Exactly,
I don't know.
exactly.
Well,
so
I
it's
mean,
real
they
odd.
would criticize the NFL if they were doing NFL sports or college football. They would also criticize those sports too and do investigations on them. It's so I mean,
But
because you're a sport and because somebody advertises with you, it doesn't mean you're immune from criticism.
But
Yeah.
ESPN is like a whore.
Well,
They're
but-
all whores. Every network.
They have caved to the owners
Yeah.
association on with the advertisement dollar threats on products that they had in distribution and just fucking caved.
See, it's sometimes weird
It's
shit.
yeah,
comes out
that's
of them, like
that's
Rain Man.
insanely smart. I don't even know.
He's like Rain Man.
And then he throws like a retard. I don't even know how did
And
that
then
even
he'll
happen?
say something like, "Sometimes my belly button lint looks like clouds, the ones that Jimi Hendrix used to sing about."
I could see that. Was that episode 2 of the Hour of Power?
No,
I think I heard that
up, but
actually.
he looked at me like I would say that.
The point. Well, sometimes they do. That's why he would say that. That's true.
I used to record his Jasonisms, and I have like thousands of them.
You should make a soundboard like the.
We
Arnold
have one
soundboard.
out there.
What
along-
happened to the soundboard?
Josh-
I can't run it and the stream at the same time.
Boucher put it up.
Where's the little thing? That,
God damn it, we wobble.
the little sound thing that you. Fuck you.
I can't run them at the same time.
He made a soundboard of Jason, like of all his comments, and I can have a conversation with you without you being here, and he just answers with your.
You do it, or the one that there's one out there on the iTunes.
Oh
too.
yeah, there was an iTunes. There's an app. It was just Jason sound.
Yours is better.
Way better.
We should make a bingo bus app.
You should. I should put you with Josh so you can.
Bless
get,
you.
You're better at getting the sound bites. But he's a coder. He'll do the app side. Can you do the app side?
I can work on it.
Armen.
I got people. We
He
got people.
also takes in things you say.
Mm-hmm. Me personally, or just other
anyone,
people?
like the stuff you said about CrossFit because you're an authority on it. He listened to that.
Yeah, I
Now
absorbed it all.
He will absorb.
He can
that,
like
and
yeah,
then
he'll like deliver it
he'll
like he's an
recapitulate
authority.
it. No, it'll all be wrong. Like he'll be completely. The facts
It'll
will
sound
be all
right,
fucked
though.
up, but people sound like he's authoritative. But if you heard him, you'd be like, no, you're completely wrong.
No, Eddie, you're just being silly.
If you speak with confidence, you can make people believe anything.
That's very true. What is that book? Trust Me, I'm Lying.
Yeah.
By Jason Hour.
Eddie, J. Gregory 26 wants to know if you're having a boy or a girl.
Don't know yet.
Don't know.
I
hope it's
I say
healthy
it's a
and black.
girl. I say it's a girl. That's my bet.
I'm sorry.
hope
Do you
it's
say
a
you
girl.
help us healthy and black?
I hope it's both.
Little Jamie, and you can name him Jamie Lee.
I hope it's both. That's
Just name
terrible.
it Pat.
I hope for a girl. What do you have? A boy and a girl?
I had one of each. Yeah. So I'm like down this Chrissy Mack wormhole now.
What's girls easier?
Don't
right?
you wish?
Yeah.
Ooh, Eddie, J. Gregory 26
I-
also
what-
wants to know what's your biggest pet peeve.
Dirty fingernails.
No shit.
Well,
Would you rather
Well,
like,
get used to that with
bite
kids,
underneath
man.
them?
No, they'll be.
Oh no, they
I'll
won't.
Scrub them.
No, they won't. You can't scrub them fast enough. I'm sure you will, but they're going to be dirty 80% of the time still. Like thick.
Wrap it up, B.
Jason, wrap this one up.
Next episode done.
Hey everybody, we're gonna wrap this episode up. We had Armen Hammer and Jacob Sirof. And you guys, you got any shows or anything?
I'll be in
coming
San
up you'd like
Francisco
to promote?
tomorrow night at some place
Too late.
called something.
Oh, they can
Yeah,
hear.
this is
Tell
gonna be
these
like
people.
Yeah, it's live. You
4
get
months
that.
from
So
now.
Jacob
Well,
Sirof
live
Club.
No, it's a show. I
It's a
forget-
deli.
Yeah, it's a deli. Fuck, I don't know what it is. Look on my Facebook and there's a link to it. It's like called
Jacob Sirof.
somewhere on Broadway in San Francisco. I forget the name of the venue. It's
Are you
it's
got any
through,
books coming out?
the
no
Alice
books.
Charlene, remember
But
from
I'm on
Alice?
Twitter and
yeah, it's
Instagram
doing it.
It's
at
the-
Hey Naked.
She's like
I don't
working
post
at a new radio
anything.
station.
I
They're
just-
promoting a
I
show there
lurk.
or something.
I love Charlene.
Yeah, she's great.
And find the Wadcast podcast at wadcastpodcast.com. Facebook.com/that.
And follow me on Twitter, Jacob Sirof, Sirof 1F. I don't care if you're mean to me.
And then all the other things too, guys. You know, like rate, review, click, buy, Google, Amazon, shirts, posters. Binglebus.com. Donate.
You are fading fast.
War Machine, you're a piece of
You're
shit.
falling
Chrissy
apart,
Mack, I
man.
love you.
I have to go work.